All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Just thought I would sit down and do a Q&A and current events for you lovely guys and gals, all my people out there. Thought I would say hello to all of you, but we got a little bit of a topic I guess we'll cover for just the beginning, and then we will hop over into our stuff. You know, it looks like Frenchie, aka Natural Hypertrophy, has been MIA for a while. Thought I would address that because it keeps coming up. People are like, what do you think happened, Jason? Did you have something to do with it? I've had people who've accused me of various types of foul play. I don't even know his real name, guys. How could I possibly have done anything? I can't report somebody if I don't know their real name. So y'all are just being a bunch of silly gooses. Now, that being said, what is the rumor? I have heard that ICE deported him. That is a rumor that came back to me, and I'm not saying it's official. Please don't have me say that this is official, that I'm saying that it's a fact or anything like that. It is simply a rumor that I've heard come back to me that ICE may have deported him and sent him back to Algeria. So there will be possibly no more natural hypertrophy with my outrageous French accent, right? And my rice bucket challenge like Naruto. I mean, on the other hand, though, who in the hell is going to follow a ridiculous dude who doesn't shower, he's nasty and greasy, and watches cartoons as some sort of philosophical or training figure? Setting aside the fact that the guy made up 26 hours of crazy lies about me. Like, he built his whole career on doing that. Did that, started his other little challenge, made thousands of dollars on his whatever life skills coaching, and then disappeared, right? Weren't there rumors before that he was deported a while ago? Okay, stop for a minute though, Marco. I'm going to address that. Hit that like by the way, though, guys. Hit that like, y'all. So, there was also a time when he was MIA for a few months and then came back, but now he disappeared. But he disappeared way longer. Keep in mind, Marco, he has disappeared in a time when ICE is cracking down on a lot of stuff. I'm just saying, this is what a rumor that's come back around, that he might have been part of all of that. And I'm not saying it's fact. This is just what I've heard. Unless someone else has some better speculation. Jose, hi, how would you? I can't answer that on a live stream. You need to apply like everybody else, right? There's an application process. Message me and put in an application if you want to discuss coaching. Coach, I came as soon as I got the call. There you go. That's Peppermint being Johnny on the spot. We live, guys. We were talking a minute about the fact that natural hypertrophy just disappeared. Peppermint, you want me to do it just for you? Peppermint, just for you. Do you want it? If you say please with sprinkles on top, pretty please, I'll do it. All you got to say, pretty please. Do it, coach. Come on. You got it. That's it. Please go. There we go. Okay, that's the words. You asked politely. Hey, everybody, this is Natural Hypertrophy. Talking about the Jason Blaha with my outrageous French accent. You stinky English pig dogs. I fought in your general direction. I bet you could smell him. He doesn't look like he took a bath a month at a time. I bet you could smell him from a distance. How much is coaching? Coaching is $250 in US dollars per month. It is payable through PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, Bitcoin, Cash App, any of those options. I'll also do Facebook Pay in a pinch. No, you don't need to send pictures of your current body. It's not necessary. I don't need pictures of every single client. Depends on if we're doing physique transformations. It's definitely not necessary to start coaching. I don't get pictures of most of my clients like that. So again, you need to apply. We don't need to go into all of that in here. This is all about other stuff. You know how to reach me. Hit me up on Facebook. Hold on, I'll send you the link. You apply through here, and that's pretty much all you need to do. What is natural hypertrophy? He was this really greasy, nasty dude from who immigrated from Algeria with a fake French accent, who made 26 hours of hate videos about me. 26 hours, managed to get up to 100,000 subscribers, started a whole little separate coaching a life strategy thing he made, was making like $6-7 grand a month on, and then he disappeared off the face of the earth again. That's who he was. He was also the alleged lover of Alexander Leonidas. Right? They were allegedly, possibly even husband and husband. But that was never, let's be clear, that was not necessarily fact. I'm not stating that as fact. Alleged. Okay? Alleged. All right. Loving the energy so far, the stream, Coach. Funny how Coach always wins in the end. Rip. Right? Josie. Is it Josie or Jose? I'm really only looking to grow my butt. It's something you coach on as a feminine. Oh, Lordy, Lord. I just can't. All right, next. I was actually watching running videos and you popped. Cool. I'm new to the fitness world. I do barefoot running, but I'm mostly powerlifting, strength training. But I do like to run. And I like to run barefoot. Again, this is my countering the pussification of the Western male. Yeah, I heard it in different places in H&A, and they were going to elope. I think their love shared when their hands touched doing the rice bucket forearm training. I think so. That's probably where it happened. They made that connection. They were doing synchronized rice bucket training for their grip and forearms because they used straps. So they couldn't build forearms like me just lifting weights because they use straps for everything, right? So we call it strap-on destiny. So while they were doing the rice bucket challenge, synchronizing it back and forth, alternating hands, they accidentally touched hands and made eye contact. And you know how there's like that chemical response happening, just love it at first. Something. I don't know. NH has a big waist and narrow shoulders, constantly talks about natural bodybuilding and looking good. A small waist and wide shoulders is like the biggest factor, right? What's your tips on getting lean? Well, I lost 150 pounds when I was younger. I started at 320. I just did lots of running and cut all the junk food out of my diet at that point. Right? I'm not really super lean even now. Man, I don't want to. Oh, North America, let's not. No, we don't. I don't need this visual image. Stop. Oh God. Oh, has fit. I guarantee you, I'm the same height as him. I'm absolutely not a man by any definition. So silly. So the regulars, here we are, guys. Hansen is making stupid comments, calling me a manlet, knowing I'm actually not. I've been seen at expos and events. You can't make that claim. So that being said, we're up for a vote. Hands Fitness, guys. Do we kapow or do we go? We're getting the first vote of the live stream. Come on, ignore the forearm striations and vote. Right? Forearm striations, ignore them. We're voting. Kapow or does he stay? You know where my vote is, Coach. DJ, you always vote stay. Peppermint, no, we need an official. Says Cubby was the bottom. So can we assume that's a kapow from you, Peppermint? Kapow always, yeah. Kapow. EJ gives a stay. North American gives a stay. Michael Russ gives a stay. Stay for now. Straight Edge gives a kapow. We at 3 and 2, guys. Come on. We got anybody else? Anybody else want to vote? This is very close because even if I vote, it would end up being a tie. I vote to kapow. Is voted to stay the execution. Oh, Reichel's changing to a kapow. It flips over. Never mind. Last minute upset. Got to warm up the band hammer. Here goes a little bit of shake. We're almost putting time out. And bake. Kapow. And you're out of here. You're out. Get out of here. All right. Turn the volume back up. Kapow, hell there. Who's losing their mind? Because then you can't lose what you never had. All right, let's get on with the conversations. What were we talking about? Now, we don't need to talk about Frenchie and Cubby anymore. Yeah, who's he talking about, Claire? Who's losing their minds? With your Pepe the Frog and your Avatar. Where were we? Oh, GPP went really good today, by the way, guys. I got the vlog up. Yeah, dude, that's 20. This is 2025, man. That's not even a meme anymore. Yeah, Josie, I'm not interested in helping you with that. I might not be the right coach for you. Just throwing that out there. That sounds like a miss. That's not even a thing anymore. You missed that being clear. Yeah, dude. That's just. You need to get with those times. What would be considered a strong lifter? I mean, strength is relative. It depends on different people's definitions. All right. I always say baseline. I guess 500 squat. Right, 500 squat. I think that's kind of like a metric. That's like the litmus test, really. 500 squat. I don't know, man. Anything over 315. I mean, but again, strong is relative. There are people who will say that's pathetically weak. So, hey, veins or pumping coach must have been a good workout. It was all cardio today. So I did the GPP stuff. So you saw the running vlog. So I did my barefoot run, and then we did a GPP workout. So I did farmers walks. We did med ball tosses. I already did the mass unblock, but then I've been reblocking clowns. We did it just so that we could, but it only lets you do so many, apparently, that it turns off your ability to unblock. But it's been letting us kapow and vote people off the island. So we did all that stuff. That's not even a real word, Jose. Excellent. All right, back over to the thing. Sorry, it was a client. And I just closed this package. Kaboom! Beautiful. All right. So back over to you guys. Hell yeah. Sorry, I'm going to take a moment and do my little victory dance and ignore the chat. Nothing like those 6-month re-ups. Beautiful. Beautiful for business. All right. Back over to the live stream. Exactly. Oh, I just reclosed one of my current longtime clients who buys 6-month packages. We just closed a new package. So he's re-upping for another 6 months. I do 10% off on those, by the way. If you buy 6 months of coaching at a time, it's $13.50, not $250. All right. Yeah, I don't think you and I would get along very well, Jose. No, no, we're good. How much is $250 a month? Hello. But I do 6-month packages at $1,350. Coach on a happy sauce today. Man, this has just been one of those days. Like, we had good training. Are you aware of the current Jeff Nippard? No. Well, you see the results my people get. Hello. Look at the testimonials, look at the blogs, right? You see what results my people get. I crank out 500-pound squatters like a factory. All right. Something about Solomon. What happened with him and Solomon? No, I'm accepting new clients, but I have a right to turn away certain clients. Also, why are we not hitting like? We got 2 like. Said all of Jason's clients were Jack Provers. Yeah, again, note the testimonials, note the interviews, note the number of guys I've put up who are at a national level or higher in powerlifting, not just the physiques guys. I said I crank out 500-pound squatters like a factory out of my coaching business. So Ted's closing in on the 500. Wait for it. And he still has abs, and he's drug-free. Like a milk factory. Thoughts on Godish? Is that weird-ass clown who eats raw meat? I mean, let's talk about brain-dead stupidity. Yeah. All right. Anyone who stands there and eats raw meat is a staple meal on camera. Again, there's levels of stupidity. Like there's stupidity and then there's stupidity. Exactly. If you could travel anywhere on earth with the catch being you have to leave tomorrow, where would you go? I don't know, man. Nowhere. All right. Godish makes vegan gains look smart, and that's different. That's interesting. I'm vegan, so no meat. We all love client Teddy. Coach, what do we think of Ted's strength potential? I mean, we're just chipping away, dudes. I mean, his bench still needs the most work, but you guys have seen him incline 227.5. We've strict press 205. And he's at a heavier weight, so that strict press has got to be up. We hit a 530 deadlift. His squat's still kind of mid-low 400s, but it's been coming up. Like I'm going to get him to a 500 squat. I'm going to get him to a 500 squat with no drugs. I'm going to get him there completely clean. Watch, and then we'll do it on a platform and get piss tested. His strongman event was tested last time, actually. No, I don't see any clients in here right now. I get clients who come through. I had clients in this morning. Yeah, that's the rumor. The rumor is that Lamigla got an Asian sent him back to Algeria. That is the rumor. I thought he had a work visa, but apparently people are saying he didn't. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope they gave him a bath, though. Like, while they had him in the holding facility, he needed one. The dude was greasy. He needed a bath really bad. Jason, is it possible to make muscle gains without them eating meat? I drink milk and eat eggs. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to talk in terms of protein bioavailability, technically milk and eggs, if we're going to come down to brass tacks, is a slightly better bioavailability than meat in terms of protein quality and bioavailability. They should have put in Asia to get Mo, right? And they should cut his nasty, greasy hair. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but I heard Cubby likes his hair greasy like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Josie. I'm no, we're not good. Yeah, that's what he said. But he said he's a femboy, and I'm strictly taco no burrito. Right? You need to respect how I identify. Right? I'm strictly taco no burrito. That is actually my official line. And yes, we can define sexuality with foods. In fact, I prefer to. All right. Yeah, I have a 1 pinor per room rule. No, hello, I'm good, man. I don't need to see how your body looks. I'm good, thank you. Right. There you go. EJ's down. Hey, um, Josie, EJ is down. He works out. He lifts. Right. Alejandro says, I appreciate all the advice you offer for free. I'm going to go on a fitness journey and start this recomp. Thank you for the resources on YouTube. Yeah, I gave you advice the other day, man. Alejandro, you are welcome. And welcome to the fitness world, bro. Welcome to the fitness world. No, I don't know him in real life. He's just a regular in the live streams. He's in all the coffee chats in the morning, too. Y'all, too, should totally hook up. Right? Y'all should totally hook up. And I'm gonna pray for y'all. Yeah. I'm gonna pray for y'all. I'm not judging them, right? As Christ said, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." I don't be judging people. Will you ever do martial arts plus lifting? I'm not interested in doing martial arts again. Maybe one day, but man, that would take away from my guitar time. Like that same time I could spend in a dojo, I could spend out on the range, getting aromatherapy. I could be working on my guitars, right? I could be playing music. I haven't competed in almost 3 years. I had an elite total last time and I qualified for nationals. I still get nationals invites years later based on that last meet. I did martial arts growing up as a kid, but I gave it up. Again, I think if you want self-defense, you should take a defensive handgunning class. That's what you need. But thanks. I used to judo, but gave it up. Yeah, there you go. Oh man, everyone's asking Josie about their surgery. Yeah, it's not that useful. I mean, everyone's strapped. I mean, it's like I don't know that martial arts is that effective when you live in a place where I do, where everybody carries. And if they don't have a gun, they have a knife. I mean, I've shown you guys some of my carry knives. Like swords are legal to carry where I live. Let me be clear. It is legal to carry a sword where I live. Bowie knives and swords are legal to keep in a sheath in public. I'm not going to tell you where I keep weaponry when I'm working out because then people will know how to roll up on me. Because I train and film all of it and I have my garage open. Can you carry a bow and arrow? Yeah, but there's going to be restrictions with certain things. I would need to check. I'd be willing to bet the arrows have to be in a quiver. So just like the blade has to stay in a sheath, like any of the bigger knives you guys have seen that I have, they cannot be unsheathed unless there's a valid defensive reason. So they have to stay sheathed while you're carrying them in public. Does that make sense? So that's on trends. I don't watch their workouts. I'm not interested. So again, there's a difference between carrying versus taking. You have to have a valid reason. You can't do it just because you want to swing the blade. In fact, that could be problematic. Someone could take that the wrong way and defend themselves. Just like you got to be careful with that stuff. So there are rules to brandishing a weapon. Like you can do it. It just has to be in the right circumstances. As a deterrent, and so on and so forth. Thoughts on Nick Zilla, dude? He's disgusting. Like that is unhealthy. The guy's going to die young. Why are we promoting in the health and fitness world? Why are we promoting this nonsense? I'm just using that many drugs, guys. Come on, just stop. The bodybuilding is a death cult. It's a death cult. Right. If I could carry, I would walk around with a big halberd axe. Axes, there's going to be a little different rules because, again, you got to mix those blood. So even so, if you go to Ren Fair with any sort of spear, you have to basically put a plastic cover over the sharp edges. Now that's at that event. I'm not sure with walking down the street with an axe. I'm an Apple guy. I have never used anything but an iPhone. I've literally never picked up and been inside of anything but an iPhone. I don't know how to use it. My EDC is generally Glock 19 Gen 4. What's up? Jason, does pinning the lats increase the efficiency of gear compared to glutes? You mean glutes? Generally, the larger the muscle, the higher the absorption rate, and glutes are bigger. So no, glutes are going to be superior, but I haven't seen any studies ever done on lats. I've heard everyone in Texas drive trucks. Is that true? No, it's not true. Love your arms, thank you. Speaking of, we haven't done a rating. How are we rating the veins today? All right, let's get a vein rating from the fans. People like to do this. Where are we at? Let's rate the veins out of 10 now that we're carved up for the day. Looks like I've stuck a catheter in there at this point. Yeah. Nurses love that. Nurses are literally like, oh my God, I can run an IV up in that. They get all excited. Right? Do you prefer old school split and sawdust type gyms or mentally over today sleek? Yeah, no, I definitely prefer the old school iron gyms. I came up in that sort of gym, right? I started in that sort of gym, like literally the old school serious iron gyms. Like my first gym had hundreds of like the York iron plates in it, hundreds of them, right? Like just all rusty iron plates needed to be probably buffed a little bit. If someone has, and this was like 25 years ago, if someone has super physiological test levels like around 2,000 nanograms per deciliter from a little bit of gear, but his blood work looks good, it's safe for him. All right, that's a valid question. Are all the health markers good? Would be the real question. Like his blood pressure, his hematocrit, HDL, everything is good. If the blood work is all good, yes, he could probably do that long term. But context, those blood markers need to stay on point. And if you're going to stay at something like that for a long period of time, they absolutely need to be getting blood work done. Your veins remind me of those lightning strikes, right? Do certain compounds have greater effects in terms of side enhancement, like this shrink? Not to my knowledge. I think it's mostly, honestly, just the oil expanding. I can't beat the sound of the old school plates, right? The jingle of the old iron plates. A 24-hour fitness actually has a very solid gym, at least. Some of them do. Like, okay, I've been in some 24s because I used to have the super sport or the whole big membership where you could go to all of them. And I've seen some pretty impressive 24s, to be fair. I've seen some that were really nice. I've seen some that have like as many as 8 or 10 racks. I've seen some with Alico plates and deadlift platforms. I've seen glute ham raises, right? Some of them are pretty legit, all things considered. Lots of racks and platforms, yeah. Tired of going to hardcore gyms with no social planner. What do you mean? Boy, there's no bullies. Just stop. No, hardcore gyms are the way to go. Coach got a little nostalgia trip here going back in time, right? I've met some guys at the gym. Well, you know, why are you putting up with it? You don't see me letting people bully me at the gym. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. No, so don't put up with it. Why are you putting up with it? I don't see this stuff ever happen, really. Are you sure you're not going to like Planet Fitness or one of those weird places? Because this doesn't happen at serious gyms. All right. That really doesn't happen at actual hardcore gyms. I don't think you're actually not going to hardcore gyms. I mean, if you're talking about an LA Fitness, if you walk into a gym where there's chains hanging next to the racks and big buckets of chalk, that's what we call a hardcore gym. Right? Mr. Nicker, I wouldn't say that, no. I mean, I don't really want to get into a discussion of site enhancement because I'm not a fan of it. So it's not building real muscle, it's building scar tissue. And coach is just not a fan of that. We need to be building real muscle. But yeah, no, hardcore gyms, people don't generally pick on people like that. That's not really a thing. As far as I know, Primo is out of the rotation. Tyrone, Josie identified as a femboy in the chat and wanted coaching, and I said, no, I'm not interested because he just wants to grow his butt. So, I mean, we're dealing with an obvious troll, but we're letting him stay. All right. How come we'll go to the channel? I bet you the channel was made today. Let's see. Lo and behold, it was made yesterday. No, has no content. So, all right. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's right. Just get a Brazilian butt lift. Oh man, those are so gross. Have you heard? I saw a thing on that from a doctor who performs them. It's like saying, yeah, there's a rumor that people say that Brazilian butt lifts smell bad. And the doctor who performs them explains why. And I'm like, wow. The reason the BBL smells bad is because half of the fat that they re-inject in there eventually rots and it's rotting inside. And so you smell the decaying fat coming from the drainage tubes. Yeah. Yep. Hello says gym bullies are guys who hog equipment and walk around all big and bad. Yep. Oh my God. That's not a bully. That's you just being weird. No. What's your best wisdom to share with younger men who aspire to be in your position as a full-time coach? I don't know that I have advice on how to become a coach in this current climate. All right. Oh, I don't really have advice. Hit that like, guys. I'm going to go refill my water. I'm going to be right back. Hit like. I'm going to be back, y'all. All right, we're back. So let's do a quad check while we're up. All right. How are the quads today? All right, we're back. Coach, you are the go-to for getting dummy thick. Someone posted your link on what? Growth. What do you mean? We don't need all that talking here, man. But I can make anybody thick as peanut butter. Yeah. Yeah, the Noble Natties will take you in. So Alexander Leonidas would really like you. So you can check his channel out. Yeah, Coach is back. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Right. Definitely not me, guys. I'm strictly taco and no burrito. I did hanging leg raises today, Scott. In the GPP workout, if you watch the vlog, I did Tota bars. Yeah. Yeah. Cubby is the number one power bottom. Yeah. Yeah. So you should go check his stuff out, Josie. Like he'll appreciate the fact that you haven't had your bottom surgery because he wants all that intact. He likes it. I've gained 5 pounds of cheeks since watching Coach. Right? I help people with the glute gains, guys. Yeah. Mr. says, I've decided to just go bald today. I still have a full head of hair. Just wanted to go bald. Much less maintenance and work put into hair. Dude, it's a big time saver, man. Just shave it. Just shave it. I these days I've switched over to the older school double-sided razors. Is what I use these days. But just a good razor, man. All right, that's right. Glutes for the sleuths. Zilly says, hello, your 5x5 got me started into lifting almost 15 years ago. Still love it to this day. Very helpful. Good to see that you're well. Thanks a lot for your work. Hey, man, I'm glad that program helped you out. Yeah, I officially put that program out in 2012. So we're coming up on 14 years. So, yeah. Coach, you're the only guy I know who uses the word thick when describing lifters. Did you invent? You've never heard of people talking about being thick? Dude, my training will get you thicker than peanut butter. It's a good type of fat. Right. Electric skull shaver. Can even use it in the shower, get close to the bone. What? Should I put one of those in the Amazon wish list? Because I have a full head of hair. Yeah. At least you don't have to use shampoo. Exactly. Saves money for chicken and rice, man. We get more protein. Yeah, I'll show you what type of razor I use. I'll be right back. If you guys want to know, I'll grab a razor. So, sorry, long trip. Had to go to the master bathroom. I don't have one in the guest bathroom. So it's all on the other side of the house. So these are what I use. All right. OG one. So you just you take the razor out. Yep. Yep. Double-edged safety razor. And you just change the blades out, man. It's old school, but it works. Right? We keep it old school in here. Dude, really talking about life married guys. That's revolting. We just gonna call it like it is. Oh crap, I forgot to turn these alerts off. Cheating is not hot. No, cheating is not hot at all. You know, I feel like this is going to be something that we need to vote on. This individual is promoting cheating with married men, saying cheating is hot. I'm going to let the good people of the chat decide on this one. Ignore the forearm striations. This individual is talking about they enjoy cheating with married men, that cheating is hot. Kapow or stay. Because again, this is a fitness channel. We got a kapow from Straight Edge. I use Prozo shaving cream. Kapow from Mr. Nicker. Kapow. Kapow. Band hammer. Kapow. We got 5 bands. LEJ, you're going to have to go find him later. We're going to warm up the band hammer. And you're drinking alcohol, that's a no-no here too. This is a sober channel. We got to get a little bit of shake and bake. Kapow! You're out of here, Booyakasha. Talking about tempting married men with your pussy or whatever you guys call. I don't think so. No. We do not need that in here. No. That's what they call it, right? They call it a pussy or something. Is that the term? EJ needs to find a new bottom now, right? Yeah, they is a Jezebel. That's right. If you want to learn even more about the DE safety razor, why they're much better, check out the Gentleman's Gazette. I actually might do that, to be fair. I like them. I find that they're better on my skin. Okay, hello. We're about to get you out of here too. This is the first I've heard of this. I'm about to kapow you. And because this is a straight up rules violation. Kapow! And you out of here. Just called Prozo. Smells nice. Interesting. I've been using just normal Barbasol with mine, actually. Like I use the old school Barbasol, but it does come from an aerosol can. Wow, it's crazy in here this afternoon. I'm watching from the sidelines. What's the live stream schedule for today and for tomorrow, Coach? I don't know. I'll do a coffee chat when I get up in the morning. And I'll do an afternoon tomorrow. I can't promise a midday, but I might. We'll see. We'll do a normal coffee chat though in the morning. They don't provide enough lubrication for the DE razor. Interesting. All right, I'll do further digging on that. I've used one of these off and on for years and went back to it. I find it is better with my skin, with my psoriasis. It just does a little better. Good quality soap. Yeah, I can be. I'll investigate this. So the Gentleman's Gazette. Yeah, they cut you up real thing. Why do I need to have specific thoughts on an ethnic group of people? Dude, they're just people, man. Right? I'll give you my thoughts. I don't stand around worrying about people's skin color. Right? We need night chats, Coach. Yeah, but guys, I go to bed early. You're not going to get a whole lot of that. Right? Don't get a whole lot of that. Yeah. I don't just hang out with people from my fan base, man. Sorry. No offense intended, Tiger. EJ says Jose could have been the one for me. I feel cold. I'm sorry, EJ. You're going to have to go find you another heavy set thin boy who's going to not have the bottom surgery. We're not going to promote that here on my stream, no, man. Also, check out the feather razors. They're Japanese brand, very sharp, but they create a super close shave, requiring less passes. All right. But yeah, the safety razors like that they're pretty unforgiving. They're pretty unforgiving in terms of actually cutting you if you're not careful. They're definitely unforgiving. But they work really well. I need to do my neck tonight, actually. I don't do it every time. I do it I go through about 2 to 3 blades a week on average. All right, we're about to get rid of this nonsense. What are you talking about? Dude, I'm strictly taco, no burrito. Do you guys want me to? I'll give you guys a vote on this one. Talking about coming from a power bottom channel. I'll give you guys a vote. Otherwise, I was going to auto kick him, but we don't need people coming in here from, Defiant gives a kapow. Kapow from straight edge. Coach, what's the strength standard for 30 reps on squat? I don't know. Yeah, this thing is weird. So we just going to get rid of it. We got all these kapows. Booyakasha, as the great Ali G often said. That's Josie back in. Jose claims to be a 5'6", 200-pound thin boy. You just don't. 225 for 30 would be solid. That's kind of what I was thinking when he asked the question. Scott, I think that's good. Remember, you can always be voted for a kapow. Right back. Speaking of allergy, Sacha Baron Cohen made some serious gain. Did he? Oh, yeah. I think I did see something about that. Dude got kind of pretty lean. Been working out. And apparently some feminists didn't like it and said he should know that women don't like that. Like, okay. Yeah, I'm not ever trying to do 30 reps. All right. What about 50 reps for squat? What? I don't think we need to come up with numbers for these extremely high reps, Tyrone. All right. But no, I mean, I saw a story on that pretty recently coming through all my news feeds. You just like, yeah, but there's high reps and then there's high reps, bro. Do some 12s and 15s, We don't need 30s on squats. I mean, there's a certain point where it's just, at that point, man, just go push the sled down the street or go for a run. Seriously. Oh, man. Oh, man. 15 is probably the upper limit. Yeah. I mean, I've done 20s, but, your rep quality starts really suffering even at 20 if you're not super careful. Right? Does anyone else think Coach looked a little bit like Bruce Willis in the glass? Maybe. I've been told that sometime occasionally. I tried to link the gentleman's videos. Yeah, I have links blocked. Also, there's pencils. Yeah. Coach, you think the little Mikey PhD is your tool will soon revoke all his credibility? Feels like I don't know that these people don't. Man, people do all sorts of stuff to lose their credibility, and they people still follow them. I mean, look at it, Jeff. Look at Nipples, right? He endorsed all these fake natties, got caught on endorsing fake natties, and no one stopped following him. He still has like 1 million plus followers. See what I mean? So, no, people are never really done when they have a fan base. How the Liver King still has followers, I think. I heard someone would do 500 squats rate, but these are often old wives' tales. No, I don't plan on collabing with anyone. Thoughts on Cali muscle bulking up again? Well, that'll be the death of him, right? That'll be the end of Cali. Old Chucky Basher. Honestly, I've learned so much from you over the years. Really glad I've exposed you to something that could help you. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely investigate because I have psoriasis and skin things, so anything that can kind of improve my shaving isn't a bad resource. To right it, bulking on noodles and tuna, right? Do you think if a fighter was to get past your big five strength standards, it won't help them that much? I think it will help them. Chuck will bash your trucks of cash. So the prediction still stands for Cali. I mean, if he bulks back up, I'm already shocked that his test levels were that high again, using a little gear, doing the whole watermelon thing, and the heart scare he had with the dehydrated. Like this fool, you saw what Chris Jones had to say about him, right? Chris Jones pretty much owned him. Like he clowned Cali into the ground. Like it was brutal. You know, Coach, I was shocked at given Calories' history of heart issues that he would even consider motorcycles and bulking, right? Coach, what are your consensus of taller lifters using blocks as the main conventional deadlift staple? I don't know that they need to. And he's eating chocolate spread. Like what? Are we talking about like Nutella and stuff? Oh, man. This dude's going to put himself in the grave. You just can't help some people. You cannot help some people. What's the wheel pan this week? I link all my food. So my breakfast, I had chicken breast, brown rice, avocado, broccoli, bell pepper, with a guacamole sauce on it and a little soy sauce. I'm thinking of adding actually neck work back in. I'm actually thinking about, with all this athletic stuff I'm doing, of throwing my neck harness back in. I haven't been eating oats lately. I was eating oats last month. I haven't bought any oats. My only real grain I have is just brown rice, and then I have probably 10 pounds of basmati in plastic containers still. What do you mean go back to high protein? I do really high protein now. I eat 350 plus grams a day. Not necessarily from beef, probably not for a while. So I might work the neck harness back in some. Okay, someone could do 90 pounds. That's crazy. They would have a big neck. Yeah. I mean, I can do rep work with a 55 when I want. I'm more comfortable just doing like 45 or 20s, honestly. When I do them. What was your heaviest barbell wrist curl? Sets of 10 with 185. I've only got 60 kilograms with the white rice. That should last a year, maybe, right? Yeah, that could be huge. How do you know if you're cheating on them? I don't know. We haven't seen your footage. Yeah, Kurt Angle has a huge neck, but he's had issues with it, right? I've tried to go up to 205, but I just couldn't get any quality reps when I was doing the wrist curls. But I've done sets of 10 on 185. Trying the standing ones. Behind the back. Right. Oh, with forearms on thighs? No, I never do that before. I do the standing ones when I do them. Late to the meeting, but in H, which is he had your strength. He's a fake natural with no strength, right? Because he broke his neck, Tyrone. Well, I've heard he's been deported back to Algeria. I had someone ask me if he died. They'd heard that he died, but I've heard that from one person only. They asked me if I heard anything. They didn't even say where they heard it. I don't know, man. We didn't get very many likes in here today, though. There's only 6 likes. Y'all been slacking on them likes. Slacking on them likes, y'all. Because you think Civil War is coming? Possibly, but I hope not. Yeah, like Mike Tyson broke his back. Spinal, right? But look, we got the forearms. Forearms of peace and prosperity. All right. Man, this has been a little slower than I thought it might be today. That's okay. We'll get a spicy topic for tomorrow. We had a spicy couple of days, though. So there is that. Right? So, see, Coach, no spinal. What side are you going on? There's problems with both, but it's pretty obvious the only side I would even remotely fit in on. I mean, there's issues with both, but push come to shove, obviously. And H is Algerian. Yeah, he was Algerian, dude. You didn't know that? He was Algerian. HEB versus Costco. That's kind of not really a fair comparison because one is like a club center for certain bulk stuff. Overall, though, I'm going to go with HEB as a slightly better pick on average. Why would you think he was French? It's my favorite guitar body shape. I love Les Pauls, man. I love the Les Paul. Yeah, he was faking being French. Right? He was faking being French. NH is actually living with strap-on. They're happily living in Maui for a time. I thought they live up in the cold north. Yeah, Les Paul, I got to do it standing. The seated doesn't work with any sort of arm on the chair, but I like them when standing. That's weird as hell to say. Click the like button, y'all. Tell them, man. Tell them. How many kapows have in this stream? I think we got about 4. It would make my day if you did. I haven't been practicing any ZZ Top. I don't have much to work with here. So I can't do any of their really well-known stuff. Let me see what we've got. I don't know. I can do. Right? What's Heard It on the X? That's one of their really old songs, like super old, like OG ZZ Top. Oh, there you go. Wait, NH swings both ways. I didn't know he actually admitted it. Yeah. Apparently EJ is too. Oh man. All right, cool. So I gave you a quick ZZ Top. I was working on Tube Snake Boogie for a little while, but I don't remember any of it. You know. That's a great song, Tube Snake Boogie. When she boogie, do, she do the Tube Snake Boogie. Boogie woogie little baby, boogie woogie all night long. You gotta love ZZ Top. Oh man, the Sora videos are stupid. They're in my feed all day. They're just getting redunculous. They're getting redunculous, y'all. So I think I'm about to wind this down. This has been pretty slow, not much happening. I get some other work done. This has just not been hitting today like some days. Or should I run it a little longer? You know what? I wonder if I run it longer, we'll get some sleepers. No, I think I'll stay a few more. We're going to see what happens here. Maybe. I don't know about that. Hold on, let me do a little social media posting. Feel like I'm doing some other stuff at least. And I'll get back to y'all. We'll see if we get anybody in. This has been a slow one. We've had some good ones the last couple of days, but we're just a little slow today in general. What do you do? I'll give you one tomorrow, Coach. Live streams have been popping. You be my friend, Coach. I don't know about that. I don't need new friends from the internet. Sorry. We don't need all that. Yeah, this has been pretty slow. I could be working on other stuff. Plus, I need to eat the rest of my food for the day. So you guys if you guys would, everyone who's in here, go comment under all my other videos for the day. That would actually help me a lot. You guys would go through there, like them, comment on all of them, drop some comments. That's good. H is either dead or very happy living with strap-on. It is strange that he cut all this off knowing he was making money on stuff. Now, he wasn't able to monetize his YouTube, though. That's why he had to monetize the other thing. His hate videos and stuff on me cost him the ability to monetize. They're not going to let you monetize a channel like that. Are you a fan of guitarist Eric Johnson? I don't follow his stuff, but I do know who he is. I mean, I think everyone knows that name. Like, he's known for his skills. There's a lot of stuff that gets taught out there is coming out of like his work. Stuff I'm seeing floating around. I need to dig more into him though. Right? Yeah, that guy was your number one, right? Yep. NH was definitely one of my stuff. He was part of the stalking, not just a hater. Like, he was involved. There we go. Hey man, I appreciate the super chat. At least we got one today. It's been funny. It's been one of those days where we didn't get any. I was like, man, are we going to get any supers today? Any non-fitness YouTuber channels you enjoy watching? Postmodern Jukebox. You know? I don't have YouTube channels I follow, though. You know, I really don't. I'm just here for the music mostly. I like a bunch of the guitar teaching channels. Yeah, how about we don't go into all that? All right. I prefer not to discuss all that because then it could direct people of how to join the cyber stalking rings and stuff if I start talking about it. So how about we don't go there at all? No, I don't use TikTok. I don't watch TikTok. Have you ever played the game? I've never even heard of it. I've never played Guitar Hero either. That's fair. My apologies, sir. All good, man. All good. Although I think I am going to wind this down. I've kind of run it out of steam. We've done 3 sit down live streams plus a running stream. That's a lot. So it is definitely time to wind it down. I'm going to wind down the Facebook. I'll give you guys a Mount by Cepheus before we go. Oh, Mount by Cepheus, like the old days. Right. Yeah, exactly. Just play the real guitar.